Alright friends, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a more serious video because as this is titled, this is a video for my safety, this is a video for evidence, because I think my stalker who has been obsessed with me for the last 2 years, I'm pretty sure that he's actively trying to have me killed or my family killed by some of the things he said, some of the calls to violence he's made in the past, who he supports, what they've said, and things of that nature. I'm going to play a short that is a clip from my live stream. I think it was Booze and Body Cam last week at some point. But I'm going to play a clip of that. We're going to talk about it because this guy is absolutely unhinged. He's going to be the voice you hear in the background saying absolute nonsense.
I got all types of shotgun shells,
unhinged.
12 gauge, 20 gauge, 410. I have none of those things.
I'm sure there's some.
And you're calling for violence against Democrats.
For guns that I don't know somewhere. I'm sure
I'm
sure in the safe there's
hypocrites.
Just boxes of ammunition that was on sale. So
Yeah. You guys are fucking
all right, I guess.
The ammo that's in that box is probably older than I am.
So apparently me having an assorted box, a 1x8 box, that box right there, apparently me having assorted ammunition for guns that I don't own, that's causing or calling for political violence. Now, let's take a step back for this guy. He supports a guy who actively supports legitimate, confirmed, labeled domestic terror groups, interviews terrorists, supports them. I think he said stands 10 toes down with actual terrorists. He said he called for political violence. He said we should kill a senator that disagreed with him. He said that anybody who crosses him or his opponents should be stabbed in the street, their intestines ripped out, and they should flow red with their blood. Called for private property owners to be killed, and his communist friends should be able to take their property. That's the type of low IQ people that we're dealing with currently. Now, I'm going to throw up a tweet that he made. Hopefully I don't miss anything, but I'm not going to show his name. I'm not going to show his logo because he's already going to claim that I'm harassing him, even though I haven't spoken to the guy, I don't think, like, ever. Maybe in a live stream more than 2 years ago. According to Discord, the last time I spoke to him, I believe it was, like, October 17th, October 29th, something like that. 2023 was the last time that I sent anything to him. I think it was a question mark. I stopped in there a few months ago with my sports channel, said like a question, and then immediately got blocked. So yeah, I don't harass this guy. I'm gonna read this tweet real quick. So it says Kevin. He uses my last name, which if you don't know my last name, tough. Says he has ammunition and guns with no serial numbers all over his, and then names my city and state, home. He complains about doxing, but uses hundreds of sock accounts, then live streams his location so that he can claim he's being doxed. The first two pictures that he posted on Twitter are of my sidewalk. The bottom two are, one is a picture of Mrs. KFARR, who's not really, doesn't do YouTube, and the bottom right one is a picture of my home with the actual street address that he manually put in. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's break this down. The first comment's what I have the most annoyance, most fear for. He's actively trying to say that I have illegal weapons and am trying to cause political violence. That's some shit that you get swatted over. That's some shit that the police will come in, they will blow your door off the hinges, they will kick your door in, and they will shoot first, ask questions later. I don't need that. So I called the police department. They laughed, I laughed. It was a good time. I said, yes, there's this mentally ill person who is akin to frauditors, sovereign citizens. They knew what those were. He's telling the internet that I have illegal weapons because I hurt his feelings. Can you just, like, jot down my address? Give me a heads up if a crazy calls. They said, sure. They'll pass it up to their supervisor. I said, thank you. It was a cordial conversation. But on top of that, he says he complains about doxing but uses hundreds of sock accounts. My guy, I have 4 accounts. Only 4 accounts. All of them are, I think they're in the description of my page, pitched in my videos. Like, you can see the logo for all of them. I've posted what all 4 were minus their email addresses. I have 4 accounts, not 100. If you have 100 people disliking you, maybe that should tell you more about what you and what you're doing are. That should be a red flag for you personally. I know some of the stuff he says, he's tried to, this person's KFARR, even though their page was made like 9 years ago. So you're telling me I made a page 9 years ago just to mess with you? 9 years later, like, make that make sense. That's like Chris Ryder tried to say, oh, this person's KFARR, even though that account was made before my account was even made. Like, my main account has been around for like a decade because I made an account while I was in the military. Their account was older than mine. So you're telling me I started an account 15 years ago just to make a comment to you now, Chris Ryder? That makes no fucking sense. And no, this isn't Chris Ryder. It's just similar situation. Then he live streams his location so he can claim he's being doxxed. I don't think I've ever even streamed in the direction of my home. I don't start my stream on my sidewalk. I don't start it in my yard. I don't stream coming towards my house specifically to avoid people seeing my home. And to say that I only started live streaming so that I could claim I'm being doxxed, you were doxing me on Twitter way before I started doing anything sidewalk audit related. So, like, why lie? Now, for another one, it was a while ago. It says 2 days, but this is a screenshot that I took months ago. He's actively calling. He uses my county, my city and state. He's trying to get his subscribers to call Child Protective Services on me, Kevin, my last name, and he included Mrs. KFARR and their phone number. So I don't know if he's, taken the hint from what happened to Tyrants Beware. Tyrants Beware turned a bunch of First Amendment auditors on him and Chris because they were trying to make knowingly false CPS calls. One actually claimed that he made a knowingly false CPS call and then got real squirmy when I said, yeah, I'm going to just FOIA the tape and file charges on you. And no, don't do it, KFARR. It was just a joke. Which got everybody on Chris because Chris tried to defend it, which in my opinion ultimately cost Chris his channel. So Chris went from 70,000 subscriber channel to 1,000, and Tyrants Beware is being ridiculed everywhere on the internet. So maybe you should take that hint that making a knowingly false CPS call could land you in prison, but I think that's where you want to be. If we're being honest, I think you roll that way. But yeah, guys, this is just, again, this is for my safety. I might not release this video. It's out for members. That's where I'll put this. But this is what I'm dealing with every day. This guy posts pictures of my house bi-weekly, tri-weekly, to the point where I report them. I get them taken down. And then I just stopped. Because he was in hiding. He was trying to brag that he was in hiding, streaming, and we weren't catching him. The problem with that is that we weren't looking. And I know normally the go-to is don't give him attention, and then we haven't. He still streams about us every day. Still calls us everything under the book. Calls me stolen valor, yada yada. Even though he never served, so what would he know? If you look at the people he streams to, it's like Burns, who tries to use the shield of, my dad and grandpa were vets, blah, 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 so I know more than you, even though he never served. Mirrors, the multiple-time admitted drunk driver, convicted. BSBT, meth, domestic abuse, self-proclaimed felon, still running from a warrant. Those are the people that he actively, streams to. So your clientele is bad. And I think I'll throw up a screenshot from BSBT. If you guys notice, my laptop is now retired. I got a hand-me-down PC that I'll talk about at some point during a live stream. I appreciate that hand-me-down PC. It's nice. I'm going to throw up a BSBT comment that I actually screenshot years ago. And yeah, it kind of caught me off guard because I forgot that I took the screenshot, was transferring files from that to this, found that and went, yeah, I'm probably going to keep that just in case. So let me throw that up real quick. All right, this is going to be the last clip I'm going to show because I think this it's rather annoying. So this is from Broken System, Broken Trust. Again, it says 12 minutes ago or 14 minutes ago. This is from like a whole other house ago, a whole other state ago, like 12 offices ago. Me and BSBT were going through it. If you can't read it, I'm going to read it for you. So Broken System, Broken Trust says, KFARR, I'm working on a video right now that's going to destroy the Watchdog's credibility. Stay tuned. Years later, we're still waiting. Did you see what Vegas did to Dr. Dave? That shit was funny as fuck. If I recall the incident, Vegas Valley sent a lunatic looking to do harm to Dr. Dave's apartment. So no, that wasn't funny. That's some like wood chipper behavior. I said, are you going to get a job or I don't know, get your family back or stop hanging out with losers? You will continue your downward spiral and end up like your father. You've been dismissed. Man, I was blue bacon level sassy back then. Um, Josh, have you seen what we've done to you? That shit is funny as fuck. You have no credibility left. Shit, I don't even know if you had any to begin with. Again, accurate. And then he responded, we're going to do the same to you. I took that as you're going to send a lunatic looking to do harm to my home. Somebody will dox the hell out of you. He actually did that a few months later. He posted pictures of the front of my home, a map quest from the airport in Michigan to my front door, and then he was actually the lunatic who showed up to my house looking to do harm and turned into a bitch when I called him a bitch and a bad dad to his face. He kind of, his jaw hit the floor, and then he ran from me, and he's still running. He says, that's going to be so funny. I may just do an audit of your kid's school or your neighborhood or your former place of employment. I am mobile and have nothing better to do, bud. So you're threatening kids, and by extension, not just my multiple children, the hundreds of kids at that school. And the thing is you already were trespassed from your own kid's school for trying a stunt like this. Take the hint. My neighborhood, okay. You already creeped through my old neighborhood, being weird to random people who weren't me. In your former place of employment, which is why I won't tell you where I worked, because you're telling me that you're going to go harass them. Pass. You're mobile and have nothing better to do. Rumor has it you still don't have your license, so you're not as mobile as you think. And since you keep being perpetually unemployed, yeah, you have nothing better to do. But these are the people that I'm working with, guys. These are the people that he tried to come around. BSBT tried to come around and got shit on again the other day on my channel. He's kind of been in hiding because he, again, still has a warrant. I don't know what this other guy's problem is, but when one of your biggest contributors to your comment section is broken system, broken trust, again, that should put up a red flag in your head of, man, maybe I'm fucking up. If a bunch of career criminals keep coming to your chat and they're the only people there, that's a red flag. If people who sexualize their own children come into your chat, red flag. But you'll just try to rewrite history and be a history revisionist. That's it, guys. I'm going to put this for members and save it for a rainy day. If you remember, I guess you didn't see it. It says, don't be a cuntosaurus. If you see this shirt in an upcoming video, or don't ever see it, this is October 4th, 2025. And if you're maybe seeing this, I might be dead. So hopefully not, but just be on the lookout for crazy people. If people are out there doxing you and then going, oh, but you did it to me when you've not done anything to them, this guy needs to be homed somewhere with padded walls and a straitjacket. That's where most of these people belong. But that's it. Have a good rest of your whatever day you guys watch this. Peace.